have Beasty spawning in the northwest side of good old Rocky Canyon. We just saw it, and he is playing the Chinese, which we have not gotten to see yet today.
And in the southeastern corner, it's not the corner, it's basically the middle. We've got Wam as the ambassador. Once again, we've seen that before. And let's see how. I mean, you haven't promised too much. I really like this map. The last matchup was great. There was so much going on. Let's see if these guys can keep it up.
Yeah, exactly that. Abbasid versus Chinese, I will say, is
not
usually
known
a little
for
bit
that
of a,
much aggression.
yeah, it's a little bit of a boom fest. And that's exactly what I would expect.
We mentioned China. Is Crackety here? Is there gonna be a Zuganu push?
If Chinese gets mentioned, usually a wild Crackety does appear. You never really know. But look at BC going for not the mill next to the town center start, because he doesn't need to worry about any aggression. He can move out onto those berries and can go ahead and get that. His IO will have to walk a little bit for the drop-offs, but still can do that very, very efficiently. Can get a really, really quick Song Dynasty. And from there, that's going to really be where the game opens up. For Wam, Abbasid, I would say, is one of the strongest civilizations for him. I think he is definitely one of the better, if I was about to say if not best, he's definitely top up there for Abbasid players. And let's see what he has in store for BeastyQT. Let's see how he thinks he can take advantage of this map layout potentially.
Yeah, talking about map layout, Abbasid has a forward gold, Abbasid has a forward stone outcropping, but as you said, China is not known for that super fast military push, so I guess Wam's quite comfortable here, and I'm kind of just expecting the classic second TC out of Wam. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would expect 2 TC Wam. Actually, I would expect 3 TC Wam, and I would expect 2 TC China with Song. And then it really starts to open up. Wam probably goes up to Castle. BC probably goes up to Castle. All throughout during this, there's going to be a little bit of some horseman spam using that mobility, trying to cause idle time, annoyance. Don't allow your opponent to place the secondary TC where they want to, or third TC where they want to. Potentially, get surprise in. All these kind of different things can happen, but that's going to be a few minutes from now.
Yeah, and they're just looking at the map right now. There's some decent spots for the second town center. Like for Wam, there's right on the other side of the wood line, there's a stone, there's the wood line, and there's a deer patch. He could also drop it forward on top of his gold and his stone to be safe there. And Beastie, pretty much the same. There's a berry patch with a stone outcropping and the wood line. And on the other side, he has the deer, and he is also protecting his gold. But let's see where he's going to drop his barbican, eh?
Yeah, the key's going to be not necessarily where he drops the barbican, but more once they get to 70, 80 villagers, how far out on the map are they going to be, and how much map control are they actually going to have? We just kind of heard why do these high elo players not like walls? Well, I assure you there should be some walls this game, as when you have that many villagers, walls go a lot farther than they do when you only have a few. It kind of has a lot more of an opportunity cost when you have 20 villagers compared to 70.
Exactly, and that's one thing I like about this map. It's very open, but the resources are very spread out on your side, so you are kind of forced to move out, even if you can spread around a few town centers to be safer. So eventually there's going to be pocket ecos and opportunities to raid.
Yep, and Beastie moves forward, and 4 villagers going on that barbican in front of his gold next to the deer. So kind of doing that thing where it's like, all right, I'm going to get myself some vision. I'm going to protect up this deer and protect up my gold. But it also leaves an opening, and that opening is the right side of his berries. That also could be, his woodline as well. This somewhat protects his woodline, but pros are so good at going around the barbican, and that's really where sometimes you'll find where you think you're protecting 2 resources and you actually find yourself protecting none. So that could be a cause for concern, but I think this is still going to be a solid barbican placement. As we said it earlier, Wam's not going to be pressuring for a little bit of time, at least coming from the side of the Abbasid. He's actually going for a quick golden age, is what it looks like. Yeah, he is. Golden Age is finished right as Song Dynasties begins. So yes, Beastie will be producing faster villagers, but Wham, his villagers are going to be working 15% harder.
Which is actually kind of more to China's 40, but let's not go there. Beastie is going on the stone right now, so he is playing that 2TC song game. I was curious when it was basically the deciding moment here. When your Barbican goes up, do you go on the stone or do you immediately drop down like 2 archery ranges and supervise out those souvenirs?
We know it's Beastie. He is a TC player, I feel like. Wham, he drops down his stone. With the next drop of wood villagers, he will be able to drop his secondary town center. Beastie looks like he is going to spot it out, and it's going to be just kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's on the wood line. It's close enough to the berries, so he'll drop a mill on the berries. And he also wants to get it close enough to be able to continue that golden age structure as well without too many buildings.
I feel like he wanted to drop it a little bit closer to berries, but BC was already heading in with his scout to annoy him and immediately just block all these sides.
Yep, and Wham going down. Yeah, oh, I think you're probably right. Wham going back onto the stone. I was kind of confused at first pulling all the vills off the stone, but he was just sending vills right back on there. So he is planning on his 3 TCs, and the question is, will Beastie go 3 TC song, or will 2 TC song be enough for him? Wham's going to circle around. He's going to spot it out, and he's going to know what Beastie is. And there he goes. Villagers pulled off exactly at that amount. Wham gets the information he needs, and he backs on away. He knows, all right, it's just who TCs, at least for now. He's going ahead and getting double broadaxe, so getting himself some extra wood production.
Where do you think Beastie will drop down his granaries? Probably just behind those 2 TCs, right?
Yeah, that would be my expectation. There's plenty of room here, and it gives the safety of jumping inside the TCs and the extra drop-off point, in a sense, if he wants. And there we go, villagers moving on forward, heavy onto the food and the gold. So it might just be a 2 TC song to Fast Castle.
That's what it looks like, but Wham Scout is right here, and he sees all of it. So he's not going to be surprised.
Nope. And the third town center for Wham's going down. And again, Beastie, his scout is right there. He's not going to be surprised either. Beastie's actually being annoying, pushing the 2 deer further away from this town center to cause some annoyance and have some inefficient food gathering.
Just a little bit of pettiness here. Yeah, I do it too.
And yeah, this scout positioning is kind of exactly where I mentioned is like a good pressure point for the Abbasid. There's no Barbican protection. The TCs are much further out. This could be, woodline, potential gold, potential berries, just idle time. And look at how many villagers are just condensed to this short area. In just a blink of an eye, in 2 minutes or so, berries are going to be out, gold's going to be lower, woodline's going to be further chopped through. This is when, you're going to see villagers starting to have to move out on the map a little bit further, and that's when the vulnerability starts to come.
Yeah, and imagine if this scout was a camel archer. Talking about camel archers, there is 1 in queue right now. But as timings go, that camel archer is going to be out and going across the map potentially. But Beastie already dropping down 2 barracks, and China does build those houses or any building 50% faster.
Yeah, he's going to be able to start pumping palace guards, which I believe is going to be his plan, as Castle Age is going to be now. Clock Tower going down right next to those barracks. And palace guards will start to be able to spam across the map. As you mentioned earlier, Wham has full vision of this. He knows exactly what's coming. That camel archer will do a decent job of just slowly kiting out men-at-arms. And Wham himself is going to be able to click up in just a few seconds as well. Camel archer actually able to get on top of that villager, building the blacksmith. No reaction yet from Beastie. He wants to finish up that blacksmith. Villager does go down, so the first Vill kill of the game. The blacksmith has finished. Villagers denied off of the woodline for the time being. Camel archer having to back on away, and the scout for Wham gets denied and taken down. IO starting to get focused though. Spear moves up and Good kiting down by Wam. Wants to make sure that that spearman does not get any damage on that camel archer, as it is so valuable. Dropping a second archery range. He's about a quarter of the way up, and no palace guards have been able to stream across the map yet.
Here they come. There's one out, 4 in queue. I mean, Beasty's trying to hit that window still, and it is open for another minute and then some until Wham actually has his upgraded Castle Age units. But
Yeah.
Wham's trying to just tide this over with Camel Archers, and
Yeah.
they are a unit that are actually able to just straight up fight Castle Age men at arms, because you can just kite them and they have so much damage.
Yeah, they have a very high base damage, so you don't really need all the upgrades, although we do see Steeled Arrow coming in. Wham pushing forward for that IO. IO's at half health. That IO, if he gets picked off, which BC hasn't reacted yet, the IO's going down. That's a huge pickup.
Yeah, Wham's being so annoying with that one Camel Archer.
He's got 3 more that have just popped out on his base. So, you know, again, we see not too much damage that's going down on that one Palace Guard, but if that Camel Archer number continues to climb up, it will just become more and more effective, as Beasty has not yet been able to take down a Vil.
Yeah, I'm a little worried for Wham's vision right now, because there's palace guards to the left of his base, and he doesn't even know that. And there's no walls here, and we have an exposed wood line down there. And we've seen what surprise raids on wood lines can do earlier.
Oh, we did see that by Anatan, and Wham moving over to that wood line a little further. Luckily for him, there are only 2 palace guards. He's actually going to wall that western side as well, and he spots out one of the monks moving out on the map to go for a relic with that camel archer. Don't know if he is... Oh, hasn't spotted out the palace guards at his 3rd town center yet, though. And woodline has been denied.
Oh, there's more villagers here than there is garrison slots on that right town center, so he's in trouble over there.
Yes, he is. Those palace guards slowly will be taken down. There's still 2 alive. Wham's trying to run away with that Vil, get that town center to do as much damage as possible, and allow his camel archers to run and kite down those palace guards before the Vil goes down. And the villager gets taken down, but Vils pop right back out of the town center, and Wham only at a 6 eco deficit, playing up against that 2 TC Song. I wouldn't say he's too far behind, but kill on each side is dead even with 2 eco units taken out. But those palace guards are on top of another. This time 2 crossbows are here to help.
Yeah, and I'm not too... if you're Wham, you're not too worried about right now. The main thing Beasty has going for him is that 1 nest of B and the second one in queue right now, because Wham doesn't have anything right now to deal with the siege.
Yeah, BC actually went double monastery drop, so he wanted to try to get these relics as fast as possible, and it is paying off as he is dropping down 2 as we speak that are on top of the monasteries. He's picked up a 3rd, and the other 2, we did see 1 monk go down, but he is moving out for the other relics as well.
Yeah, Wham just moved his camel archer on top of the middle relic, so he's trying to protect that, not get it stolen from under him.
Wham has started to build up a good military mass, though. He's got 36, and it's not like all those units are just cheap trash units, as he has camel archers in the mix. We see some villagers trying to build an outpost. This is food. Not only food, this is the walling of BeastyQT, so this is actually the first significant raid in the game that wasn't just 1 or 2 vills that were taken down. It was 4, I believe, and Wham still has a heavy mass here, just will have to fall back due to what you said earlier with those 2 nested bees. Very scary unit you cannot allow to go unchecked. But 5 more palace guards circle around the eco Wham that he thought was safe where he had walled up.
Like, Wham cannot take a direct fight right now, because his main fighting force are these 18 crossbows.
He pulls back the 2 nested bees, and he pushes forward with the rest of the mass.
He just threw away all those men-at-arms? Like, these now cannot do anything. They're just gonna die to the camel archers.
I think he's focusing on that little bit of a 5 raiding party that is back in Wham's base, but Wham just sent the necessary units to clear that up.
I mean, it did some damage. It killed 3 villagers, I believe.
Villagers moving out in unison. Wam and Beasty both dropping outposts. The problem for Wam is he doesn't build as fast. Beasty only has 5 bills. Wam has 8, but remember, these are Chinese villagers. He doesn't need as many, and they build so fast.
Oh, and Beasty gets his palace guards in on the right side. The wall just not in time. Interesting tower up here.
Villagers finish up the outpost for either side, back on away, but Beasty, he moves up with his 3 nested bees and immediately plans to take down that outpost. Palace guard raids in the eco have been cleared again, and problem for Beasty right now is he keeps throwing away his military, and he's not really getting that effective of trades with it. It's not like he's getting 1 or 2 vills with each time with each raid. Like, he just threw 9 palace guards away for nothing. He threw 5 palace guards away for like 5 vills worth of idle time and maybe 1 vill. Well, Wam, he's ahead in the eco count. He's up 43 military. He's securing up a relic for himself and about to secure up a 2nd relic. So with BC investing in the double monastery and only getting 3 of the relics, I would say that's a definite downfall for him. You know, if you go double monastery, you expect to get 4 at the very minimum.
Beasty is banking so much on these clock tower nest of bees, and they are a really massive fighting force. Like, Wam needs to respect this. There's 3 springles in play already, and it's not enough. Because these are clock tower nest of bees, so you need 4 shots, I believe.
Yeah, he's got his 4th one out now. I think he built one and he produced some, so that's why you see them different on the overlay up top.
Yeah.
However, for Springalds though, what the Springalds do is they might, even if they don't one-shot it, force the nest of bees to fall back and not set up and not shoot. And that is all you need. All you need is those nest of bees to not be working. Wololo coming down. There are 6 more palace guards going in for some more raids. Looks like they will end up getting that monk as well as some villagers outside the walls. But at the same time, Beasty moving on forward with a Vill trying to get some outposts, and Wam is starting to be the one to retake this map control.
Yeah, right now he's not really doing villager damage. He's just denying these forward resources. Being a little bit of annoying pest.
Palace guards on Wam's woodline, and he has not. Oh, he has noticed.
Palace guard raid is actually much more effective than I thought. I mean, there's 3 crossbows here, and it's gonna be cleaned up. But there's 4 villagers down now.
Yeah, best raid that BC has gotten through so far. As yeah, he definitely got 4 or 5, maybe even 6 villagers from this raid. So, and a monk. So really good job by Beasty there. But Wam, like we said, has taken down this middle map control. Oh my God, it's 6 nest of bees, and they just got a huge fire on top of that main mass of Wams, but Wam's starting to burn through this wall, and those nested bees cannot step up with those Springalds that actually are able to get a fire off on the nested bees, but has to fall back away. One of the Springalds able to return fire. 1 nested bees goes down.
Yeah, wow, that 1 shot. If there was one more nest of bees, all of these basically quarter life units would have been dead. Now Wam's sneakily going through that little patch, little opening here.
And he takes down a Springle without BC paying attention. You might not think that that's much, but every Springle is just such a huge difference, as if you don't have the Springle numbers, you have to wait to push up. Springles for BC moving up. Another outpost gets taken down at the same time. Spearmen circling around on the west, trying to find a little bit of other damage. And Wam's pushing up. Villagers running for some safety, running for their main town centers, and a few more go down. Nested Beast starting to push up. Wam needs to watch out. Backs away with this main army. And Nested is not able to get a good fight off. And Wam, military wing is on its way, and he takes down another siege unit. Really good trades that he's doing. Springles turn again. Oh, and he actually loses the Springle war there. He loses 2 Springles for nothing.
Now, the problem here for Wam is he's trapped in Beasty's base, and there is 4 nest of bees moving up to his army, and if he stands and fights, he's just gonna immediately die.
Yeah, I think this is the throwaway army. Not only that, he transitioned the spears. Some of the spears diving towards the siege mass, so the siege is going to have to start running away, and some of the other units splitting off, denying the granaries. So we'll see some damage going down at different spots of the eco. And BC, yes, he's taking good trades, but Wham, he's going up to Imperial Age behind this while he's doing damage to BeastyQT and having his eco untouched.
Yeah, but Wham can afford this. Like, he has 111 villagers right now. He's taking forward berries here. He's basically like a locust, going all over the map, grabbing everything he can. He didn't even really finish his farming transition. He's doing that right now. And as you said, this is a throwaway army. He doesn't necessarily care too much if he loses these guys, and he hasn't yet.
Yep, and Beastie's main food, those 2 sets of full granaries that he is on, has been full denied. Beastie's actually trying to move out for some berries. Wham already jumped inside an outpost on the eastern side berries. Those villagers tried to build up an outpost, so that's more villagers going down. More crossbows split across the map, going into different spots of the pocket eco, and the main force of Wham's behind BC's base has still not been cleared up.
Exactly, and Wham's military wing is going through now. Let's see what upgrade he's gonna get. I'm fully expecting to immediately see the military. What's it called? The
Are you talking about boot camp?
boot camp. Boot camp. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it looks like prioritizing his camel archer upgrade just because he knows if he's able to kite out those infantry units efficiently, it can just do so well with the few camels he still has in the eco. But look at those nested bees, look at those springlets, still trading very efficiently. And the key here, I would expect culverins to be the main difference for Wham. Culverins can allow you to win essentially any siege war you have.
Yeah, just 2 of them one-shot a clock tower nest of bee. So.
Oh my god. BC's dropping a mill on a sheep that is in the middle of nowhere. That's how bad BC needs food.
Yeah, he's adding a few more farms in. 3rd granary is going down. How is his woodline looking? There's not a lot left here. This one is half, and then he needs that forward one in the middle. And Wham still has one completely untouched at home.
This is the scary part for Wham, though, as he is Imperial Age. He's getting a lot of upgrades. We see some cannon emplacements coming in on outposts, but look at the military numbers now for him. It is completely swept around. He doesn't have a culverin out. He doesn't have an infantry mass out. BC's moving forward, reclaiming map control, dropping a keep because he knows Wham just lost so much. Wham's actually trading his camel archers melee-wise over here on the eastern side against palace guards, which again, not trades you want to be taking.
There's 31 palace guards about to hit Wham's base, and there's not anything between them and Wham's complete eco.
Yep, Wham moving heavily onto stone. Not only that, he's gonna need to move on to other things as well. Needs to continue to mass up, continue to defend this up. Hopefully units will start pushing out fast, but look at that. Beastie has hit Imperial Age as well, and it looked so good for Wham for so long, but he's got 30-something, 25 villagers on the stone. And we saw what Anatan can do once you get onto that many villagers. This could just be devastation right now.
Yeah, and Beastie has 2,000 stone in the bank. I'm fully expecting to drop some keeps to faces.
Wham hasn't reacted to those stone villagers. He's getting pings all over. All of his farms are being denied. His palace guards have split all across it. Every single one of those villagers on the stone has been taken out except for 2. Oh my god. And all of a sudden, Wham finds himself down 15, 18 eco, and it's just continuing to fall. Yes, he's starting to stabilize the military, but all of a sudden, it's dead even on the military, and he's going to be down and just continuing to drop.
Wham just lost about 35 villagers already, and the raid's still going.
All of those farms that were planned to be transitioned into have been put on hold for the time being. Palace Guard's still on the western side, and BC's the one moving up. BC's the one putting in more forward walls, grabbing more stones, so you can I can assure you Beastie wants this to become a siege war, and you can see that with his nest of bees, with that springled mass he has too.
Yeah, Wham invested in some cannon towers, so the initial rush of just infantry, of just the plain military without siege has been stopped, but Beastie behind this still has 6 nest of bees going, still has his springles, and he's right now just getting his imperial upgrades, just messing up. And he has almost 3,000 stone. He's planning to do some
Wonder?
No. Let's just drop a few keeps all over Wham's base.
Yep. Wham tries to burn through the eastern side wall, and Beasty, he's already dropped stone walls now on the east side.
Yay! I mean, yes, at this point in the game, it's basically what you should be doing.
Another raid of Beasties on top of those same deer villagers that he's been going back to time and time again. Wham isn't able to poke and prod or find any vulnerability in Beastie's eco. Beastie dropping a keep right in front of where Wham's trying to burn down more walls, and once that keep goes up, I mean, that's basically like keeps and outposts and walls across the whole map for Beastie, and he'll just continue to move that line forward and continue to move it forward until he's on top of the House of Wisdom and Town Center, and it's game.
Beastie has a keep queued up, blueprinted over at Wham's sacred site, so he already controls 2 sacred sites here. Maybe
yeah, and he's going for that third, so he's going to start that countdown in just a second. Wham's capturing the sacred site, but we'll have an unfortunate sight and realization after he captures it and starts to fall back away, as that keep, there's no military units near it. That keep should go up, and once that is, that's also a big gold of Wham's that could be denied, as we see the 8k gold on the eastern side that he's on top of is being focused by a few palace guards, and there's only 1500 left, so not too much gold left for Wham.
Yeah, Wham's also going for the stone walls now, because he had enough of these constant man-at-arms raids. But what is he really protecting here? He has his farm eco behind this, but his natural resources, except for the wood line, have basically run out in his own base.
Yep, and BC is so good about doing this. When he drops a forward keep, he makes sure to take the resources on that side of the map. So even if the keep does get denied, even if he has to give up this position, well, he still utilized it exactly how he wanted to, because he's depleting the gold away from Wham.
Yeah, and he even brought over his Imperial official to supervise this. So he's on the ball with the macro game, taking Wham's resources here. I'm surprised he didn't decap the sacred side with at least one villager.
Yep, second layer of stone walls coming in the middle. Not only that, there's a culverin pushing through, got a fire over the wood line and got a good couple shots on it, as well as culverin immediately having to fall back from some springlets that spotted it out. And this, again, vision for Beastie. Beastie sees everything. He's got outposts, he's got keeps everywhere. And oh no,
Elite Fire Lancers in Wham's base. Oh god.
And that, I mean, that's what a Bastard cannot deal with right now. Fire Lancers on the eco, not only will we be taking down farms and villagers, it will be just taking down everything in their path, whether it be production, whether it be, you know, these markets, whether it be anything and everything.
Yeah, Wham has to constantly restock his villager count, and I mean, he has the food to do it, and it won't affect his income that much, but it's it's a tax on his APM. He needs to see where these villagers were allocated, and
yeah,
his whole army is chasing down his Fire Lancers right now, whereas Beastie can do whatever he wants on the map.
Yeah, it was that same kind of positioning we found earlier, where it was like, hey, you know, when the other side's eco goes untouched, it starts to become a big problem, especially when your opponent is Beastie on the Chinese. Wham looks like he has some outposts that he has planned, but Beastie has a keep already. I don't know how Wham plans to drop those outposts. Maybe it was from earlier, but no chance in the world right now. Wham's continuing to build up those stone walls all around his base. So again, once his chance to breathe, but Fire Lancers are on the way. And it's not just a few. BC's already got 28 and a lot more in queue. We'll continue to pump those out. Just spam those into the eco.
Yeah, Wham's reacting correctly here and just dropping stone walls all around his base. Question is, will they be in time? And I wonder if he actually was too worried about the raid, or if Beastie was trying to go for the jugular here. Like these Fire Lancers on earlier just passed by the House of Wisdom. If there had been 20 more, they could have just burned it.
Nah, that thing's way tankier than you think in Imperial Age. The key that Beastie is going for the jugular with is what I was talking about earlier, gold. Wham has 1,000 gold left in the bank. Good luck battling a siege war without gold.
He's gonna get so many camel archers, and eventually he's gonna run out of this wood line. and Beasty still has 100% map control.
Yep, and as I mentioned, you know, even if this keep on the western side gets denied, even if all of those villagers go down for BC right now, there's only 1,000 more gold in that gold bank. BC's fine with that. He's like, all right, yeah, you're good. Trade in a ton more of these units. I'm at 140 vills. You might actually be doing me a favor here by throwing away your military into this. And all the same time, I'm just going to push up with Fire Lancers, take down this next outpost that you just spent cannon emplacement resources into, and oh my gosh, just got like one shot.
just bam. And while you mentioned the keyword right here, but there's still the keep, and the keep's still going, and Beasty's still taking this gold until there's nothing left apparently.
Yeah.
Wam needs to get trade up as soon as he can, and there's 4 markets queued around the market map right now.
Oh, good job by the Culverins, taking down some Springles on the other side. Culverins able to stay alive and not quite full health, but I would expect Wam to heal those back up unless the Fire Lancers just circle around, dive right on the tread, stop right on the Colves, and that's so much damage. And remember what I said about this siege war? Well, Wam's losing more and more of this gold. That gold needs to be fully put into that siege.
The wall is open. The wall is open. Oh god.
And he is out of that. He is out of gold.
Getting,
and another trebuchet.
Another trap. There's another trap.
Oh my god.
There was just 3,000 resources just popped.
Popped in the blink of an eye. Not only that, we're gonna see Wam's gold per minute drastically start falling. He does drop double markets on that all the way far side, but the actual market is behind BC's keep.
Yeah,
He's pulling bills. He's pulling bills. He's trying to burn down the outpost.
Oh no! He's gonna pull wills to burn the keep as well. And this thing has boiling oil, so that's a supremely bad idea.
I think he's just going for that wood line, but Beasty has vision of this. If I see 32 villagers going for this wood line, I know my opponent is in a dire situation. And what does Beasty do? He pulls off 12 of those vills, and he just goes for the wood line himself. You know what he's also most likely going to do? Just drop an outpost right when he sees all those vills and send some Fire Lancers over that way.
How did these 3 Fire Lancers go all the way
to
the right side of Wam's base, by the way?
Well, just look at front middle. Front middle has yeah, 2 cannons make a hole quite quick. Wam's trying to fast build a keep right in front of those little bit of outpost spam that BeastyQT's doing, and BC's just trying to go take the stone that Wam was just going on to. But Wam has bigger problems at hand, and that's the Fire Lancers that are circling towards his base.
Yeah, and BC thinks, well, this is not enough pressure. Let's cap the last sacred side while we're at it.
Fire Lancers crushing the backline, just taking down more and more of these villagers on farms. That wood line Wam just moved out to, in a blink of an eye, is just going to disappear. There is an outpost all the way in the southern corner for BC that he has built as well. So just information is vital in starting that tick down on the sacred sites. There's no gold that's going to be coming in for Wam. It's only trash units. I guess the relics still providing a little bit of gold. And BC's actually going to maybe even burn down that 3rd town center on the east.
Yeah, he definitely could do that. Wam's trying to switch to a little bit of a hand cannon mass here, but he just doesn't have the gold anymore. He has 129 now. And is there any gold vein left for him?
No, there's no gold vein on the map anymore. But Beasty has 13k gold in the bank. Oh no, Beasty has another 4k gold near his granaries. So last gold van on the map, but Beasty's got 13k gold. He's just doing the thing where it's like, I'm making sure to take all of the gold. It's mine. It is all mine. More Palace Guards moving forward though. Wam heavy on the Camel Archers, has his trebuchets, almost took down that keep. It is on fire. It is burning and starting to go down, but so is everything in his base.
Matters. But if you look in the middle, there's Beasty's siege ball moving up. The Fire Lancers are still all over the base, and there's elite Palace Guards in the front.
Yeah, 6 nested bees moving forward with 2 bombards, but where is the mass to protect that up? As Beasty, he's got Fire Lancers, but I don't know where they are.
They just got cleaned up inside the base, and Oh, you mean those 22? They're at home. They're running across the map right now. Beastie is
Oh.
dropping his own wall in between Wham's walls so they don't get closed up.
Oh, and what does Wham do? He builds more walls around Beastie's wall. That siege ball is moving over towards that keep, but the keep's about to go down, like I said.
Yeah,
The keep is going down.
Keeps burning down, and now this is Wham's lifeline. These 4 markets need to go through. This trade line needs to happen for
Villagers
Wham.
full. Villagers are going to burn down that keep. It's only 80 health left. Boiling oil goes in. Oh my god, those villagers! They almost got slapped!
Ouch.
More stone walls coming in for Wham. Unfortunately, he actually hasn't connected that to the ridge line, and just still continues.
He doesn't have any stone.
That's why, and those good old Fire Lancers running back through into the eco. BC has 16,000 gold. He's got 5,000 wood, and just continue. Oh my god! All those villas just get taken out by the cannon tower and palace guards. Oh, that's it. This is it now. If we didn't think it was over before, I think Wham is offering up a sacrifice to BeastyQT, and that sacrifice is all of his vills. I think he just right-clicks some siege, and
yeah, just a little bit over at this point.
yeah, if it wasn't over before, it's definitely over now.
I mean, you're an Imperial Ambassador with full upgrades, so your camel archers are pretty damn amazing. But it doesn't help you if there's nothing left of your base and your villages.
Yes, that is correct. BC planning on dropping another keep on that sacred site. Not only the sacred site, but the markets as well. And that's really the key that he wants to do, is deny that gold. Nested is moving forward. Cannons moving forward. Palace guards moving forward. Wham has the military mass to hold. He's got 83 units. Just are those units where they need to be? And are they the correct units? Horsemen diving on top of some of those nested bees. Camel archers moving forward. And Beastie seems to just be stringing more and more and more of the same units in.
Casual 19,000 resources difference.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have the numbers, if those numbers aren't where they need to be, and those nested bees still staying alive, cannons still staying alive, and still just delaying up anything coming out of this western side. Wham down to 59 villagers.
Yeah,
there are holes all over all of the walls. One of the cannons that just broke a hole in the eastern side pushes through, starts to get burnt down by villagers, but Nested Bees still just taking down the main mass, the main army, and oh my gosh, the damage coming out of those. There's just no focus on top of those. Horsemen not able to get on top of those, and Wham is about to call game.
Oh, that was beautiful by Beastie. Not gonna lie, that he completely starved him off of gold. Like he had that 25 minutes in the planning, and it just worked.
Yeah, it was really, that military mass, that throwaway army that we said in quotes, it was good, but he never was building up the army behind it to actually